Check. I said check earlier, so it doesn't even matter. All right, we're live on all channels. NBC, ABC,
Check. Okay, we
ESPN.
ready?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
What's up, Queen Bree?
Okay, here we go. Where's my phone? Almost ready. All right. Hello and welcome to Anatomy of Marriage Radio. I'm your host, Melanie Studley.
What's up, my friends? My name is Seth Studley. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. Welcome to AOM Radio. It's Monday morning. We are so happy to be here. I'm feeling good.
Yes, our show is real help for real couples. And as always, it is brought to you by the Anatomy of Marriage app, which is a couples counseling app that's fast, fun, and never boring that we made every single morning. We go live on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. You can catch us there. And we're going to say right now, good morning to Happy Mary After and and Joe Junkin. All these people are joining us. Good morning. And we do 4 things every single day.
That's right.
We do a prayer, an intention, a gratitude, and then we talk about our topic of the day and our app conversation starters of the day. Technically, that's 5 things. I don't know why we always call it 4.
Well, we do several things, and just pigs sounds good. So,
Great.
Welcome. This is AOM Radio. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm feeling good, feeling finer than frog hair. That's a Southern saying you may not have heard of. So, welcome. You want to pray this morning?
Sure.
All right, go for it.
Dear Lord, thank you so much for all of our blessings. Thank you for everything that we get to experience for our children, our family, our home, this podcast, our listeners, the people who write in. God, thank you for the gift of our show, the gift of this ministry and this work, and how it has impacted millions of people and millions of us. I don't even know what I'm saying. Amen. Millions of us's. It
I've never
us
ever heard
times.
of that before. Millions of us's.
I don't know.
So that reminds me of like the we, right?
We, yeah.
We're we. It's us.
Millions of us's.
Okay, I like that.
I'm Dan Siegel. I'm amazing.
That's right, you are. What's up, Rob McKenzie? What's up, Mandy? Good to see you. Let's see. So good to be back. Good morning. Yes, it is. And like I said, I'm feeling good. I'm thankful. It's sunny today, and this starting a Monday morning out this way is good for me. So hopefully it's good for you. What's your intention today?
My intention is I have a lot that I want to get done today. And it's going to sound like goals, like not intention based, but it is. So I want to like blast through our kitchen, rearrange a bunch of crap because our kitchen is driving me bonkers. And so I got to do that, which in turn will help me be more present with you when you get home.
That's right.
So when I that's just how my brain works. There are certain things that need to be in order. And if they're not, I just can't rest.
Yeah.
Like if the house is messy, if the kitchen is messy, if there's laundry everywhere, my brain just does not enjoy that. So my intention is to get those things organized. Also to teach the kids, today's lesson on mindfulness is going to be about honoring the small things, and that's really how you get to greatness. It's in the Eckhart Tolle book I'm reading. So my intention is to teach them all of those things. So it's kind of like it's like a family intention that pours over very positively into a marriage intention.
Yeah. So a lot of female clients that I've had in the past say, it's hard for me to be intimate when there's other stuff around. Like if the kitchen is dirty or we'll have these things going on or the kids, it's hard to, it's hard for some women to compartmentalize. So you are being intentional in our relationship by getting those things done, boom, checking it off your list. So you can be like,
yes,
kind of thing.
Yeah. Except I don't, I can't be present with you.
Yeah. I like that. That's good.
I just don't have that brain flexibility.
Yeah.
What's your intention? Did you say it?
Yeah. My intention is also sort of a kind of roundabout way. So today I am starting phase 3. It's day 1 of phase 3 of the 75 Hard program. And phase 3 is the most intense, most difficult of all the phases, right? And when I am doing things like this, it forces me to get stuff done and then also to be present. You know what I'm saying? So it's good for the family. It's good for you. And then I get those things done. I'm super hyper focused. And then I can focus on you in a good way. So it all is collective. Right?
My intention for you on 75 Hard is to get your last workout done before 9:30 p.m. Can you make that happen?
Okay.
When you're on 75 Hard, you go to bed so late, and I don't like it.
Yeah, no.
So that's my intention for you.
All right. Yeah, we'll see. All right. Gratitude. Thank you for being fun over the weekend. It was our 16th wedding anniversary. Thank you for all the happy wishes. And it really was fun. It was chill. We went to a really great restaurant that we haven't been to for years.
Jack's.
And it's a steakhouse and all this stuff. And we just ate and drank and had fun, and it was awesome. So
we played our Created with Love, Bodacious.
That's right.
Arcade game.
So thank you for that. I am gratitudinous for that, to spend it with you and to hang out and have fun. So
you're welcome. It really was such an enjoyable anniversary. It was awesome.
Good.
I'm really thankful. There was a couple things I was thinking, but you cut the tree down yesterday, and it's funny because like I don't care. Like I don't want more trees cut down. I'm like, oh, whatever.
They're rotten. They're gonna fall.
I know, but I'm thankful that that's what your brain thinks.
Oh, right.
You're like, this is not safe. It could hurt somebody, and branches have been falling out of it. So I'm thankful that you take the time to like figure out how to make it so it won't break Mammoth, the other tree that we have, and do all these things. And you cut the grass farther out, which is a ton of work. So I'm thankful because it makes the property feel like a park. Our property feels like a state park.
It's like Ryan Mickler talks about: protect, provide, and preside. So you protect by cutting trees down that could fall. You provide, like, oh, fun area to play and live and do stuff. And then preside, I don't know, just, like, hey.
Wear a crown or something. So we encourage you to do these things with your partner. So we want you to pray together, do your intentions, like what are your behavioral goals, your relationship goals for the day, and do your gratitude. It's a little tiny thing that makes a huge difference in your marriage if you just do it every single day. And coming up soon, we're going to have a pigs challenge. We are getting it coded into our app right now with our app developer, where we are literally creating a challenge, and it's going to have morning pigs and pigs in a blanket. And prayer alarms, and you guys are going to love it, and we'll do it with you once we get it coded in.
A viewer on YouTube says, girl has to have a clean, organized house to be dirty with the hubby.
That is hilarious. Get clean to get dirty. I like that.
Ooh. No, that's
like a book title.
Right?
Cleaning to get dirty.
I love it. Okay.
The dirtiest kind of clean. What? I don't even know. And Anna E26 says, congratulations, what a true blessing. Thank you.
It is a true blessing.
It was so much fun.
We talk about more as Cult to Talk, and I made it a point several times to like kiss Melanie in front of the kids and say, today is our 16 years anniversary of marriage. We've been together 16 years, you guys. Wow, 16 years, what a thing. And they're gonna catch that, and it's not like, sit down, listen to 16 years of stuff. No, it's not that. It's just modeling.
Rose says, our pigs a morning thing. Hubby goes to work at 3:30 a.m. Goodness gracious. You can do it anytime. So a good example there would be if he goes off to work, and then whenever you wake up, let's say you're up and going by 8:30 or something or whatever. You can text them back and forth. You can do a quick phone call. You could voice memo, Voxer, whatever. It's not a really long thing. It's just I like to start the day with them because it puts you in a mindset that is so positive and helpful and loving right out of the gate. And so, you don't have to get up at 3:30. That would be awful. Like,
that's right.
I'm sorry your husband has to do it.
Yeah. So speaking of Voxer is a way to communicate daily with someone, maybe even a couple times daily, right? It's a walkie-talkie app that we use, that we have used in the past. And right now we are using it very specifically for our coaching
clients.
Our coaching clients. What is coaching, Seth? Well, I'll tell you. Coaching is a way to help you get over whatever you are being held back from. It gives you that daily accountability. It gives you that laser-like focus of, these are my goals, weight goals, relationship goals, money goals. How can I get on track? Parenting goals, right? Me and Melanie did coaching last year, and it kicked our butts, right? 90 days of intensive, hey man, what's going on? What's your goals? And like I said before, we use Voxer. I check in with my clients every single day. Hey man, what's up? How's your goals doing? I need a status update right now. And boom, within the hour or whatever, they give me a status update, right? And that daily accountability is so much different from counseling. Because this is coaching. We are in your corner. We are on your side. We are there for you. We participated in it, so we know, definitely know how it feels to be on the other side, right? So if you have any questions whatsoever, email us, me or Melanie, at coaching@anatomyofmarriage.com. It's 30, 60, or 90 days of intense stuff that will get you to your goals, right? So coaching@anatomyofmarriage.com.
I'm super excited about how that is going. It's so fun to talk to coaching clients. It's just like all the energy that we have for the show. We're just like, oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah,
so it's pretty rad.
That's a good way to put it. It's an hour weekly of, hey, what's going on? What talk to me. Talk to me about this. Oh yeah, this is. So it's really good. Somebody says, at first I had concerns with PDA in front of our children.
But now we do it often, and our little ones talk about their marriage, which feels like a generation curse broken by being happily married.
Ooh,
yes.
Hallelujah.
It is so interesting because that's I grew up in a home where my parents don't like hug and kiss.
Right.
They don't talk lovingly about each other. They kind of do the opposite. And it was very hard for me at first to be like okay with it. I just was like, this is no, that's not what mom and dad did. But yeah, it is what our children need to know that they are safe and loved, to know that we are secure. It's a huge part of secure attachments.
Right.
So Air 5, Bree, I think that's how your name is said. I don't know how to read anything. Air 5 for all of the generational curses broken and the millions of us's.
That is awesome. I love that when people come in and say, yeah, I'm breaking this. I'm doing this. I'm changing it. That is it's huge. So exciting.
It feels amazing. It also feels terrifying, but once you get it going, it feels amazing.
That's right.
So let's read our question of the day.
Right.
You can send in your questions to hello@anatomyofmarriage.com. You can DM us on Instagram. You can do it through the website. What else?
All right.
So this one.
You want to read it? It's a long one.
You can try.
All right.
So it says, my girlfriend and I both have genetic diseases. Blah, blah, blah. We are both the youngest children in our family, and our family structure is very different. What? Our family's structure very differently. I definitely belong to an individualist structure, and she belongs to a collectivist structure. I was raised in a home with half siblings, mostly boys, all older and very abusive physically and verbally. I have a very fractured relationship with them now. My girlfriend was raised with all girls. They are only a few years apart and very close. Originally, I wrote this big, long letter to you guys, but I hated it because it felt like I was a victim. I felt like I was saying lots of poor me type things, and that's not who I am as a person. I ain't nobody's victim.
Nice.
My main concern is this. Her family is very enmeshed. I have no idea how to function in that dynamic under normal circumstances, but I also feel that something has changed in the dynamic between me and her parents, and that they are being intentionally dismissive of me and now disrespectful to me. I feel that I have done all that I can for them as a family in a way, and I've proven myself, including being there when her parents split up for a few months. I've been genuine, polite, and very respectful. I've tried to be what I feel is required while also trying to remain true to myself. I feel that it's gotten to the point now where I am truly uncomfortable around them in a way where it's overtly obvious to outsiders that I am treated differently and not approved of. So far as to excluding me from plans that others are invited to or forbidding me to visit my girlfriend in the hospital. The angst creates a few issues for me, such as me not wanting to be around her family, which is problematic because she is close to her family, and even more problematic because she has developed quite an anxiety around driving. And so at the moment, she does not drive to my place, so the time spent with her is exclusively around her parents. I'm not a confrontational person. I also don't think it needs to be this hard. I mean, I want to get along. I am unsure of what to do next. While I'm sure that I want to marry my girlfriend, I'm not sure that I would have their blessing or that this situation is going to change in marriage. From my perspective, I've felt like an outsider in my own family, and I definitely identify that I feel the same way here, and that only adds to the angst that I feel. I'm worried about resentment and hostility breaking out from my end well into marriage. And then my girlfriend and I not being able to have a functioning marriage because of this. Guys, I'm tired of feeling alone and like an outsider. I've done everything I can do. I'm not sure how to handle it or how to stand up for myself. Help.
Okay, so there's a lot here.
Yes.
And so one thing I think about is the individual versus collectivist culture. What is going on there? And I'll be honest with you. You guys are just boyfriend and girlfriend. There's not much weight to that kind of thing. I know that. Well,
we were just a boyfriend and girlfriend once, so don't.
Oh, no, I know. But still, and I just think of like other girlfriends and boyfriends, like, oh, you're the boyfriend. It's like, well, how long have you guys been together? You know, has it been 5 years? What's this guy doing?
I wouldn't stay together with you if we dated for 5 years.
Exactly. So that's the thing. If it's like 2 years, it's like, okay, sometimes parents don't take other people serious unless there is a ring on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And especially coming from a collectivist culture, it's like, who is this outsider coming in? We're not taking you seriously,
right?
Kind of thing. So there is that dynamic.
Was that present in your family?
What?
Was your family that way with people you dated?
No.
What do you mean? Like, what were they like?
I don't know. What do you mean? What are you asking?
So my family does not treat anyone like outsiders.
Right.
Like, it does not matter who you are, where you're from. It doesn't matter. They always are accepting. Was your family that way?
I think they treat everybody like outsiders.
Yeah, that's true. How did you deal with that then?
Just with anxiety, just went and did my own thing, I think, kind of thing.
So it wasn't healthy.
Well, it wasn't what it could be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Sorry,
So
I didn't
back
mean
to
to cut
this
you
question.
off, but I think like you have experience there.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, the enmeshment piece, I would definitely like to look into that, because not allowing you to go see her in the hospital, okay, that's kind of weird. You know, I'm thinking about your girlfriend's anxiety about driving, so now she's just kind of holed up.
That was the one thing I want to address. This is going to sound so like not what the question is about, but why does your girlfriend have anxiety about driving, and are you unintentionally fueling her anxiety by accepting it? So that, as weird as that sounds, I want you to put yourself in her parents' shoes, like hardcore. Put yourself in her parents' shoes and say, she's in a loving, supportive family. This person is an outsider, like you are, not a part of their family. And what if she is saying, I have anxiety driving, but my boyfriend will take me. And from a parent's perspective, you're like, wait, no, I need my daughter to figure out how to have her anxiety coped and managed with herself. I don't know if this is what's happening, so I'm just guessing, but that's what I would think. If my daughter, if Hattie had a boyfriend and she said, I'm just really afraid to drive, so Travis is coming over. That's not a funny name. So my boyfriend is coming over and he's going to take me. I'd be like, I don't think so. I would like fingers snapping in her face. You will and it's not about him. It's about, you have to figure out your anxiety. You are nobody's victim, right? Like, you're not going to be the one who can't drive and then your dumb boyfriend's going to take you everywhere. That is how I would feel. So I'm not trying to make you feel like a dumb boyfriend, but that may be what her parents are feeling. Here's a really good example of something super weird that happened. This was years ago. One of my good friends was dating a guy, and he was kind of a ding dong, and he was very much like, I think I'm a grown up, and he wanted to teach her how to use a credit card. And she was all for it. Of course, she wanted to marry this guy. She's like, yeah, he's going to teach me how to use a credit card. And he's going to help me, he's going to help me, get my credit score higher so I can have more lending power, blah, blah, blah. Her parents were pissed. And I remember her coming to me saying, I don't know why they're so mad. He just wants to teach me how to use a credit card. And I was like, they're mad because he's not your husband.
Right.
And this is a terrible idea. He is a child trying to teach another child how to borrow money. This is an awful idea. And I told her, I'm like, don't take his financial advice. He's an idiot. I mean, he's like 19. He doesn't have a car, own a home, pay a mortgage. He is not the person that you go to for these things. Your parents are.
Right.
And it's stuff like that that I think really well-meaning boyfriend and girlfriend couples get into. They don't realize the potential long-term impact, and they also really don't realize how parents / actual grown-ups who have gone through crap see things, if that makes sense. And I'm not saying that you haven't gone through crap and that you don't know how to see things, but there's a whole different world, a whole different realm of oh, I really get it. Like, I've gone through all this stuff. This kid's coming in trying to faff around, and I'm not down with it.
You're not down with it. So there's a couple different things. So number one, you're not married. So are you trying to be the pretend fiance, pretend boyfriend, pretend husband kind of thing?
Right.
And that is where you might be getting pushback. Like, okay, what, and this isn't about you, but I'm just throwing out a scenario. If Hattie was whatever, and was trying to be the pretend fiance or pretend husband or whatever, like, are you in school? Do you have a job? What do you
There'd be really high standards that we would have.
And dude, you might have all this, so I'm not saying that, right? But it is a thing, right? And there are tons of boyfriends and girlfriends do this too. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm his person now. I'm her person. And you're like, wait, you've only been dating for 6 months. What is this? This is stupid. Right. Kind of thing. So maybe the parents are pushing back against that. And also, in addition to this possible dynamic going on, the parents may be super enmeshed as well.
Oh, for sure.
And not super healthy, right? So you got all this stuff, right? So I would just say, hey, chill out. What are your guys' long-term goals?
Yeah.
If the long-term goals are, let's get married, okay, when are you going to engage, or get engaged? When are you going to set a date and kind of thing? If you're not, well, maybe in about a year when I get my stuff figured out. Okay, then don't even worry about this. Right. Okay, this is just
meet together and have a Big Mac. Don't.
Right. I understand the anxiety and like thinking, like I was like this too. Like, oh my gosh, but what if how's this going to affect our kids even? And I was just in bonkers anxiety land thinking, what are you doing? You have a term paper due today and you're thinking about kids 5 years from now, kind of things like, oh, I'm a junior in college and I'm thinking about kids and like long lasting stuff. It's like, sure, it's good to be future minded, but let's get it in reality.
Perspective.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Rose says, great points. Love this. Thank you.
And I do think like there probably is an enmeshment piece, but I would ask, why do her parents not want you to visit her in the hospital? What is the reason? And you could use the clearing structure in the app. So in the Anatomy of Marriage app, we have the interactive clearing structure that you fill out. You can get it at anatomyofmarriage.com if you haven't gotten it yet. And the clearing structure is in the free version of the app. You can get it for free. You just can't share it because the linking part is what costs money.
Right.
And if you complain about what our app costs, go sit on a log. You don't do nothing for me. Just kidding. I just thought it would be funny to say. But anyway, so why does your phone keep doing that?
I don't know.
So I would use the clearing structure in the app because it's much more in depth. It helps you understand what you're thinking. So use the clearing structure with your girlfriend and ask her and say, it hurt my feelings when I couldn't visit you in the hospital. Here's why. And then at the end, I want you to say, what was the main reason that your parents didn't want me to come? And if she isn't going to be honest with you, there's something important there to talk about. But also, if she is honest with you and what she tells you is like, she didn't want you to or they didn't want you to come because you are ruining my life, or you are over manipulative, or you are stealing me from them, learn from it. Don't get mad. There's no reason to get mad. Learn from it. And that's
even if you feel that they're wrong, I want you to take your initial like, blah.
Right.
But try to learn from it. We can learn from things, even if someone else thinks we're 100% wrong.
Right.
But we think we're right. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like
yes.
Her parents will say, well, you're a dummy, and I don't like that. And you go, wait a minute, what?
You're a dummy.
What have I done or not done? Let me just think about this. So what I'm asking you to do is, first of all, ask the question of your girlfriend, and then ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What lesson is in this?
Right.
One of my favorite quotes, I have a million favorite quotes, but it's like sometimes that thing that's always the thing is just representing itself because we're not learning the lesson from it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I could have.
You're not going to pass the test until you pass the test.
Right.
You take it again and again.
I learned that from, 5 years ago.
Right.
Oh, geez.
And there is an element, too, in this. I just thought of this, like, if our daughter was in the hospital and she had a boyfriend that I didn't care about, the last thing I would want was him to be there. Because my daughter is in the hospital. I don't care about Travis. I think it's funny to call him Travis. I don't know why. But
is this guy's name Travis?
I don't think so. I hope not, because that wouldn't be very nice of me, would it? But it would be, that is not something against Travis or this pretend boyfriend. It is, I want to mother my daughter who is unwell. And I don't want to do it with him in the room or him watching. There is an intimacy between parent and child that girlfriends/boyfriends don't get because they're not thinking about it that way. They're thinking of this.
This is my person.
This is my person. I'm a grown up with them. Like we talk about our future, we kiss, we blah, blah, blah. But parents are still thinking of their children as children. And children are also still thinking of their parents as parents. And when a third party comes in, a boyfriend or a girlfriend, that dynamic is gone. It's just gone. And I would not, like if Hattie had some weird surgery, the last thing I would want is Travis to be there. Get out, Travis. Go home.
So anyway, we're not busting you, Travis. we're saying what can be learned from this. And again,
oh, Hattie, Travis doesn't have a chance. That
every Travis I've ever known has been a real problem.
This is like the best.
Geez.
This is the best.
So for Travis that wrote in this question, no, I'm just kidding.
No.
We're not busting you. I am also bringing in my therapist hat here. It's like, oh, dude, you may be doing everything right, and your girlfriend's family just might be super enmeshed. And I get that. That is so frustrating because you're like, oh, I love this girl, but her family, bro, she's crazy. And so I get that. So I'm not busting your balls on this.
Right. Enmeshment probably is also triggering for you. If you had really abusive brothers and they were mean to you, closeness is probably terrifying. And so there's an element of that you really have to consider, that the uncomfortable feelings that you feel, the discomfort that you have when being in proximity to people who act this way is its own kind of challenge for you. So a good example is when we got married, my parents, I have a weird family. I love them dearly. I talk to them every day. My dad is a traumatic brain injury survivor. He's missing part of his frontal lobe. He's really weird, you guys. Don't tell him I said that. He doesn't even know what a podcast is, so he's never going to find out. Unless my mom shows him. I don't think he has.
You're hurting your dad's feelings.
I love you, Dad. You're weird, though. My mom, on the other hand, had a very hard childhood, a very hard life, and we have a family of lots of like sort of avoidant, kind of cold. They're loving. They'll do anything for you, but they're not very huggy. They're not super like, yay, you did a great job. Yes, let's go celebrate. They're like, ew, I don't want to eat out. That's gross. I'd rather have hard-boiled eggs. And you're like, okay, for the 900th time, we're going to have hard-boiled eggs. And your family is the complete opposite. Yeah. They blow up and they fight each other. They watch TV on channels or on volume 10,000 constantly. It never turns off. They talk about like you could come in and say, I cut the grass, and they're like, woohoo! Come and give me a hug. You're the best son I ever had. My parents are like, yeah, of course you cut the grass, idiot. You're supposed to.
So I believe that in our family, Borgen, we are trying to blend the best things from my family and the best things from your family.
Let me tell you why I was saying all that. When I first started dating Seth and we drove to South Carolina and I met his parents for the first time, I was like, y'all are messed up. It was so it attacked.
I remember
and hurt.
That you were like,
oh, it was so much for me to take. I was in like the most constant state of anxiety ever.
It was like you were on Mars.
I was on Mars, and I couldn't understand anybody, especially not your brother. Could never figure out what he was saying to me, and you would just laugh at me because I couldn't figure it out. But it was the anxiety that the closeness of his family caused me. I was not prepared for it. Oh my gosh, I was not prepared. I would get mad at Seth because of my discomfort.
Why are you so loving?
What? No, I would be like, your mom told me what she thought about me. What the F? I mean, and that's literally, she sat down, she woke me up from
You've said this 1,000 times. Nobody
with the Bible and told me about how bad my tattoos are. And I'm literally laying in a bed next to her going, okay, good morning.
But then after that, like, maybe that evening or whatever, she'd be like, oh
yeah,
come and help me make these biscuits.
Later that evening, she would be totally fine, which was even more confusing. So, but all of that to say, the family dynamics in Seth's home absolutely triggered massive anxiety. I would get mad at him for it, and then we would fight because I was a stupid baby and I couldn't deal. So I want to challenge lovingly, like what you're feeling, because they could just not want you to be there because they just want to be with their daughter. It might not be, we think he's such an idiot. It might just be like, this is our time, right? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Why are you so mushy, Seth?
Why am I so mushy?
That was funny. Anyway.
That is funny. Mushy.
But yeah, so there's so many things to factor in here. But I say, use the clearing structure. Like, talk about this in a way that is not full of, like, not charged. It doesn't need to be charged. It says, OMG, I would have run for the hills. LOL. I just realized I am a stupid baby and I cannot deal. Right. It's
can't
weird.
Deal. Nobody's a stupid baby. We are, well, sometimes we are, but guess what? This is what this whole podcast is essentially about. Growth mindset, change, dealing with their own junk and saying, okay, let's do this. Let's be better in our individual lives, in our relationships, and especially in our marriage.
Right.
Seth's quote was.
So one of the people, I'm reading Eckhart Tolle right now, the book New Earth, which is phenomenal. I can't get enough of it. I thought I was going to hate it, and I love it. And one of the things he talks about, it's really deep. And one of the things he talks about was people tend to take personally events that have nothing to do with them because we're selfish, ego-driven people. And I want us all to challenge ourselves when we are bothered by something. Are we taking it personally for no good reason? And it's different if someone is like punching you and they're like, you're an idiot and I'm hitting you. That's obviously personal. But if it's like, I'm stuck in the traffic line and I don't want to be here, I'm taking this, I'm offended.
Right.
You know who I know who does that constantly?
Who?
My mom. Yes. Everything is personal. She gets mad at everybody. And I love you, Mom. You know this. I talk to you every day. But
this is super interesting and this is kind of a tangent, but it's all related. My mom often, like several times a year, thanks me for something that I told her probably 20 years ago. And you know what it is?
Yeah, I do.
One time, I believe Mom was in traffic or something like that. And we were in the car or something. And I don't know where this insight came from, but I said, Mom.
Well, you would tell, what did she get upset about? She got upset about
maybe, somebody cut her off in traffic or something like that. Or sometimes if we don't have a self inventory, at times we do, at times we don't, but at times we don't, and this is one of those times for her, just like your mom in traffic and stuff like that. We think that people are doing stuff on purpose, and we take it, they're doing it to us, and then we take it personal. And I said, Mom, that person doesn't owe you anything. And for some reason, that was just like the floodgates of wisdom opened up for her, and she still thanks me. She said, and when you said that, that person doesn't owe me anything. That just completely changed her perspective.
And in this case, that's the same way. These parents don't owe you anything.
That's right.
And that's hard to hear, but it's the truth of it. And if you can open your heart to loving your girlfriend so much that you will let her parents love her how they want to love her, that might change the dynamic of everything.
Yeah.
Because I don't think dating people realize what they're stepping into because they are in their own world and they're, Seth's so dreamy. I just want to be with Seth. And I realized this because whenever we would visit your family, I was like massively the outsider. I didn't live in your state. I didn't know your customs. I didn't know half the words your parents were saying. I didn't know how you did everything. And I realized very quickly, I need to step back. Seth is in his home and it is not my place. And I still do that. I will leave, like I'll just go somewhere else so your parents can have you. And it's not, and in the beginning I used to be like, I'm his girlfriend, right? Like, what? Shut up, right? But I realized they don't get to have him as much as I get to have him now. And they're never going to get to have him as much as I do now. How rude of me is it to take all of his time and think I always have to be there. Instead, I'm going to love you like a wife and your parents get to love you like a child. End of story. And it works out 1,000 times better to do it that way. So I want to really ask you to think that way about stuff.
That's right.
Why is
you look really pretty today.
Thanks. I drew my eyebrows farther in. It makes
Why do you have to say thanks all fierce? Like
I guess I feel good. Woo! I wasn't being a bee.
You owe me nothing. I'm not taking it personally. Anyway.
There's comments down here.
Okay.
In my experience, my family freaked out when my husband and I were dating because we were all close and they felt that they were losing me. Now we're married and they love my husband and it is all good. I'm so glad that you brought that up because that is, I think, how many, many, many people feel. And in a way, the transition of your child dating somebody is a loss for a parent. Oh my gosh, hear me. When Travis walks in my door, I am going to be like, OMG, it has begun. It has begun. I will never have that child the way that I have her now. Ever. She's not going to cuddle with me anymore. She's not going to kiss me anymore. She's not going to want me to carry her to her bedroom anymore. And that is a loss. It is a transition. It is not easy. Imagine this.
Not easy.
So imagine that you have a dog and you love your dog. So we have a dog named Doug. He eats deer crap and we love him. If Dougette comes around and all of a sudden now I've got to give Doug partially away to this little bee, right? This little girl.
Literally.
This little bee, this girl. So, she coming in here and I have to figure out how am I going to love Doug now because it's not going to be the same. He wants to be with Dougette. And that is hard for me to deal with.
Right. But because it's hard, you don't have to be, showing your butt around and like,
what does that mean?
Just showing your true colors, like, like just causing a big stink.
Right. Don't faff.
YouTube says once the commitment was made, it smoothed over and he proved he wasn't trying to keep me from them. Exactly. And then Ivy says, yes, yes, Mom, now you sit in the back seat. Right. And that is a transition that if done well, obviously it's been done a billion years.
Right.
It is okay. And it's been done really terribly too, because parents, moms and dads are getting butt hurt because their little kid who we're enmeshed with.
Right.
Man, I have clients, man, this is crazy hitting home. I have clients like this that's now that they're teenagers are completely out.
Right.
Mom and dad are losing their brains because they don't know what to do because they were enmeshed. They were not differentiated. My kid is my life. My kid's gone. What do I do?
Right.
Now?
Right.
Kind of thing. And I'm not going to be one of those parents. And you're not either. I'm going to make you. Right?
But awareness is a huge part of that. We have to know we have to know to grow, right? So like we have to know that this is a thing that happens in order to grow. And that is on both sides, from the dating couple's perspective to the parent's perspective. If you don't understand that at some day your kid is not going to need you the way they need you right now, and you're going to resent Travis. Travis is going to walk in your door and all your energy is going to go onto Travis. It's not
Travis,
his fault.
Let me show you my gun collection.
It's not his fault that she is growing up and becoming a woman. It's not. It's just who she chose. And it's how
Dougette literally taking my son with her to LA, and it took some time to stop looking for reasons, excuses to keep him from going with her.
Yes, and empty nest syndrome. Yeah. So
hey, hold on, Ivy. That's a really good realization, and it sounds like you're growing in that. Bill says empty nest syndrome. Exactly. Oh no, all our birds are out. Who are you? What is this empty nest?
Right. Are you gonna now? Is Dougette gonna be like a bad word in a house now?
I think so.
It's a Dougette.
Dougette and Travis. My leave for work alarm is about to go off, so we gotta wrap this up.
Wait, we gotta do our conversation starters of the day. So as we wrap up, thank you for sending me a question. You can send your question in to hello@anatomyofmarriage.com or ask it in the Anatomy of Marriage app, which we have right here. We're gonna do our conversation starters of the day, and we are in the just for fun category. If you could go back in time, what age would you be and why? Oh, I wouldn't go back in time.
I don't think that I don't think that I would.
I would not want to give this up.
No,
what I have right now.
No way. That if people ask like, oh, if you could go back and do one thing differently, well, the things that we should have done differently taught us the lessons that we are benefiting from right now. Oh, now that's a quote. Are you kidding me? That's a big time quote. Dougette is her new name.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I know.
Or do it. I mean, it's really funny.
That's pretty
let's see. Who do you know that has the best marriage, and what can we do to get our marriage there?
We have the best marriage.
I know. That's all I can do.
No, I'm just kidding. No, we don't have the best marriage, and you guys see it from time to time when we argue on the show, when we work out conflict on the show, right? Who has the best marriage? I'm not sure.
I think we do have the best marriage because we talk about everything. Nothing is hidden. Nothing is under the rug. There's no anger and resentment floating around. We work things out.
How about this?
We talk lovingly.
That is how you should answer the question. We have the best marriage. Not because we think it's the best. This is the best marriage for me at the time.
Right. At the time. But later it's going to be someone else. Cool.
Maybe.
This show is brought to you by...
Got it already. Okay. Yeah, you guys. So thank you very much. Remember, if you want more of this, if you want an intense daily dose, completely literal daily dose of this stuff, go check out or email us at coaching@anatomyofmarriage.com to get more information. I will spend all the time you need with you on a consult call to see if this is right for you. Who says working out conflict is a bad thing?
Right.
That's exactly
right. People have the wrong idea about marriage. And you should follow us on Instagram and everything because we were talking about our homeschool journey. We're starting homeschooling. I'm starting homeschooling. We're so excited about it. It's going to be awesome. We love you guys. Send your questions in, and we will see you tomorrow. What?
All right. No, that's it. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow, Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.